Hey there, Wes Stuff here with Dove Development Consulting. So recently we took a look at some misunderstandings around leadership, specifically some of the myths that can really confuse things, especially when we're talking about nonprofits, public sector versus private sector, where profitability and productivity are measured so heavily. Some of those other places don't necessarily do it. So we dug into how leadership can even be misunderstood, not just in those sectors, but even between titles and roles and who really is leading and who's just managing. So we dug into some of that. What we're going to do here is go a little bit deeper. We're going to look at how there are some common leadership issues that every organization deals with, and it's more or less a different verse of the same song. So we're going to dig into many of the issues that every organization has in common. And we're going to look at how those issues really do impact all the organizations, regardless of the goal, regardless of what sector they're in. Again, nonprofit, public, private, it doesn't matter. Some of the same issues impact them all. And I want to work at connecting the dots. And I give a brief description. If you dig in and really go into this with us, you'll see how I can connect those dots by talking about what private sector might call productivity or profitability, how a public sector or maybe even a nonprofit really still do measure those things. It's just in different terminology. I even share something that a very good friend, a lifelong friend, shared with me to use as a testimonial for what's killing your profitability as we get that published and so on. He gives a segment because he's been a career firefighter, and he gives a segment about here's how we in public sector have to be good stewards of the resources. Gosh, that's just another way of saying how do we make sure our organizations are profitable? How do we use the resources that we've got to make our bottom line effective? In the public sector, I get it. You're not necessarily looking at that profitability and the margins, but you do have a finite amount of resources, with the exception of maybe the federal government that will just steal more from us or businesses to do whatever they want to do with it. But that's a whole different story. So take a look at how these dots are connected. Take a look at how leadership truly does impact every single industry. And then moving forward, what we're going to do is I'm going to make a case for how in those sectors where maybe pay isn't the most and maybe profitability is not the highest focus with big compensation plans and bonus packages, how leadership matters even more there, especially in civic and volunteer roles, than maybe it ever would when we've got somebody that we can pull along because they're getting a paycheck. Hope this serves you well. Love to hear your feedback. And oh, by the way, wherever you're accessing this, take a look at the survey, the assessment, the quiz, if you will, that I'll walk you through a number of different questions, some very specific questions, and try to segment where you're at based on your answers to those questions to see, hey, what resource of the 800 plus pages that we've got on our website, what resource might serve you the best right where you're at right now? Is it something complimentary that we offer? Is it something low cost? Is it something that maybe we should have a conversation and really walk through where you're at and how can we best serve your immediate needs or the needs of your team? Hope this adds some value to you. Make it a great day, and God bless.